Monologue. Jesus' message of love and forgiveness stood in stark contrast to the prevailing cultural and religious norms of his time, challenging deeply entrenched beliefs and practices within Jewish society and the broader Greco-Roman world. In the first-century Jewish context, religious life was heavily influenced by the law of Moses and the interpretations of the Pharisees and Sadducees. These religious leaders emphasized strict adherence to the law and purity codes, which often resulted in a rigid and exclusionary approach to community life. Sinners, tax collectors, and those deemed ritually unclean were marginalized and ostracized. Jesus' teachings, however, emphasized the spirit of the law rather than its letter. He taught that the greatest commandments were to love God with all one's heart and to love one's neighbor as oneself. This message of inclusive love extended beyond societal boundaries, embracing the marginalized and outcasts. The parable of the Good Samaritan, for example, challenged ethnic and religious prejudices, illustrating that love and compassion should transcend social divides. In terms of forgiveness, the prevailing cultural norms often lean towards retribution and strict justice. The concept of an eye for an eye was widely accepted, both within Jewish law and Roman legal practices. Jesus, however, preached a radical form of forgiveness. In the Sermon on the Mount, he taught, "Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you," urging his followers to turn the other cheek rather than seek revenge. Jesus' interactions with individuals further exemplified his message of forgiveness. He forgave the adulterous woman, saying, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." His willingness to forgive sins was revolutionary, as it was believed that only God could forgive sins. This not only highlighted his divine authority, but also underscored the boundless nature of his compassion. The broader Greco-Roman world was characterized by social hierarchies and honor-shame dynamics. Jesus' message of love and forgiveness subverted these norms, promoting a countercultural vision of humility, servanthood, and reconciliation. His washing of the disciples' feet, a task reserved for the lowest servant, exemplified his call to serve others selflessly. The ultimate expression of Jesus' message was his sacrificial death on the cross. In forgiving those who crucified him, he embodied the very principles he taught, demonstrating that true power lies in love and forgiveness, not in force or retribution. In summary, Jesus' message of love and forgiveness was a transformative force that challenged and transcended the prevailing cultural and religious norms of his time. It called for a profound shift in how people related to God, to one another, and to the wider world, laying the foundation for a new ethic that continues to inspire and challenge believers today.